In June 2023, the world and each one of her inhabitants will be pulsing a new energy. Rebirth pulses from the vibrations of the numerology of June 6, 2023, 7, the most holy of numbers, 13. Jesus Christ is 13 in numerology, as he was the 13th to the 12 disciples, and Scorpio among the constellations is Jesus Christ, where there will be a full moon on Saturday, June 3rd. The Masonic secrets of the moon in Scorpio. Jesus Christ represents the blood of Christos, which legends say is what once filled the Holy Grail. In ancient Egypt, a secret priesthood called the Koinobi combined the knowledge of the ancient Greek teachings of Pythagoras with the serpent key of Ophis to activate the Holy Trinity of Osiris, Isis, and Thoth to open the left eye of Horus through pineal gland activation. The key of Ophis unlocked the first step, accessing the blood of Christos. Accessing the blood of Christos. The blood of Christos was discovered by the secret Egyptian priests to be contained at the end of a very small cave, the size of a needle's hole in the coccyx. A needle because the cerebrospinal nerves, which connect the tip of the spine to the central pineal gland in the brain, and like small needle fibrous threads in the coccyx, and the origins of Jesus Christ's famous saying about the camel, the rich man, and the eye of the needle. The moon and the blood of Christos. The ancient Egyptian priesthood discovered this blood of Christos is naturally activated by the moon's transits. When and how totally differs person by person, because the blood of Christos is energized by the moon upon the dates she visits one's natal lunar sign, or the constellational coordinates of the moon at the time of one's birth. The blood of Christos also becomes highly energized across all people, no matter their signs, on Scorpio full and new moons, as there will be on June 3rd. The moon and Christos. The relationship between the moon and the blood of Christos in the holy grail of the human coccyx in the spine was said to be sacred and thus called Christos, as the name in Sanskrit means secretion, and was considered the most sacred of all the body's natural secretions. The Christos was thus the sacred lunar secretion. A specific Masonic breath technique shoots this sacred lunar secretion up the spine into the pineal gland. The secretion from the Holy Grail of the spine mixes with the juices inside the brain's pineal gland. When these two juices mix, which are at the microscopic level actually naturally produced chemicals in the body with highly ionized and charged particles, a combustive reaction or spark with the flash of light takes place. These sparks from the combustive reaction pulses throughout the brain, which is itself a small electrical conductor. An orb of light is produced from this activated pineal gland that transforms from a silver bullet into an emerald crystalline pine cone. While green inside the head, outside of the head, the ancient Egyptian priesthood discovered the polarity or opposite showed up on the brow of the head in between one's eyes as a red dot. In the color wheel, green is opposite red, and per the Hermetic principle of polarity, everything is dual, everything has polarity. The duality of the emerald green crystal brain gland shows up as the exterior red dot between the eyes. The orb of living, swirling light with the red dot looking like a big red eye, or a striking resemblance for the ancient Egyptian Greek priesthood to Jupiter, who to them was called Zeus. When an ancient Greco-Egyptian priest attained this halo, this was celebrated by exclaiming, as we would similarly do today, "Yay, Zeus!" The ancient Greco-Egyptian priesthood spelled it Jesus, and altogether called this sacred secretion the Jesus Christos, or rather, yea, the sacred lunar secretion of Zeus. And why not celebrate with a yea? This holy, sacred secretion, joining the tips of the spine from the Holy Grail to the emerald tablet of Thoth, does something else too. It reveals God to one and one to God, called the Tetragrammaton. As God is a five-pointed star, so are you. As you are a five-pointed star, so is God. As manifested in us, the Tetragrammaton shows how, indeed, we were made in God's image, who looks like this. The ancient Egyptian priesthood derived this image from the sacred source code of nature, the stars, the Fibonacci sequence, and thus also found that if all this sacred geometry led us to God, then God must geometrize as well. In fact, when it all comes down to it, every bit of our reality relies on sacred geometry. Unless you're a flat earther, but I encourage you to take what I have said into consideration and take a walk throughout the world, and hopefully you'll eventually come back around. God geometrizes like Druids. Only one number is needed to understand and unlock all of God's mysteries: 13. The Druids themselves knew this, as their celestial constellational zodiac had 13 slices, as it was based upon the 13 full moons that happen in 1 year across their 13 tree-based astrology. The moon is visible for 20 days in the sky, which is the same number of ogams in the Druid alphabet. Each ogam of the Druid alphabet was derived from the 13 spheres that form Metatron's cube, known by the Druids as the seed of life. The seed of life can only be burst if one lives the Druidian way of life, which is also by way of the moon's serpentine crawl along the skies, which the Druids honored in their snake art, imagery, and basis for the design of their 20-letter Ogam alphabet. The moon is also why the Druids placed women equally to men, evidenced in their veneration of their mother goddess, Dana, and legendary witches and druidesses like Ceridwen, Morrigan, Danu, and Ipuna, just to name a few, all being legendary and equal to Merlin, for example. The feminine quality of the moon is showcased in the 13 tree signs and 20 ogams of the Druids, as 13 times 20 equals 260, which is equal to the days of a woman's pregnancy from the sexual moment of conception until birth. For the Mayans, 13 represented the 13 major joints, or branches of the Tree of Life, through which the awakened, rainbow-feathered, fire-breathing dragon Quetzalcoatl journeys. As with the Druids, the Maya based their famous Tzolk'in calendar upon the moon with 13 major constellational signs, based upon the annual 13 full moons and 20-day count days, to reflect the 20 days the moon is visible in the sky and the 20 combined digits of fingers and toes. 13 times 20 for the Maya made up one complete count made of 260 days called a Tzolk'in, which they, like the Druids, also equated to the length of time of gestation from the sexual moment until birth. The highly spiritual 13 is rightfully the most holy and religiously sacred number of them all. June 6, 2023, 7, with a numerology vibration of 13, is thus a highly spiritual, holy, and religiously sacred month, a time of renewal, rebirth, and laying to rest the old identity of ourselves, which has died, for the new self-image, self-expression, and self-creation, which was given way by Mercury's recent retrograde in Aries. We all have just finished going through the rebirth fires of Aries with Mercury as our guide. In Aries, Mercury's retrograde made all of us think of our own self-identity and what we want out of our lives. We all experienced some major upheavals and changes. We also, all of us, made great strides to rid ourselves of old energies, throw them into the fires, and feel purged and cleansed like a rising Quetzalcoatl. In numerology, 13 represents the trump card of death, though now we know in what sense the tarot indicates death. It is the death of the old, ignorant, dumber, weaker, worser self, especially if you are a member of this channel and started your Kundalini journey with the channel. In 13, we have the trinity of the three nadis, the masculine electric Pingala of Zeus Peter, Jupiter's original name, meaning electric father, the feminine magnetic Ida of Christos moon, and the neutral Sushumna of the spine. Balancing right to left and harmonizing up and down, the tri-nadis unites the three with the unity of God and one, as the body is the form taken by the spirit. When the spirit experiences the mini-death of 13 and is reborn, for example, prior versus post Kundalini journey, the renewed spirit begins to reform the body to bring about the form of a manifested new self. Thus, the meaning of 13, 4. A new self that Taurus will help Mercury ground and give roots to when Mercury transits Taurus. Summertime is truly upon us with these two. Everything will start to heat up, bloom, grow, get more social, and even remodeled. Taurus and Mercury love recreating environments and placing us in our perfect ones. The moon will be instrumental in rooting these changes down to earth, out of our hearts and minds, and into the world of matter on the new moon of June. This will be the second consecutive new moon in Taurus, following the previous one of May 19th, which illustrates just how long constellational Taurus is, occupying 37 actual constellational coordinate degrees based on reality, versus the outright lies of society's 12-sign astrology based on Greenwich, England, the home of the imperializing British crown, which Americans sought to be independent from, only to be once again imperialized. Except, instead of just taxing our wallets, it's also now taxing your brains and gatekeeping God from you through intellectual lies like the 12-sign English horror scope. So, whatever sign you think you are, think again. Except this time, you will actually be thinking the truth and for yourself, instead of their lies, thinking for you. The sun will be lighting up Mercury and Taurus's endeavors until June 22nd, when he transits Gemini. The signet of Gemini represents the Hermetic principle of correspondence. As above, so below as above. In Gemini signet, we see a ladder, a bridge, a passageway to the heavens. Gemini's twin duplicity signifies the symmetry between the heavens above and Earth and us below. Venus and Mercury are both helping all of us to harmonize ourselves to the heavens, as the ancient Druids, Mayans, Greco-Egyptians, and even the biblical Jesus did. Venus is helping us to match the beauty already present everywhere we set our gaze, as she helps us find the beautiful side of life during each breath we take. Gemini is a mental sign, and Mercury rules over Gemini, so it will be through our minds that we find the way to beauty. Also, Virgos will be especially touched by this visitation, as your ruler is also Mercury. Mercury will help cleanse all of our minds, open them, replace lies with truths, and English crown ignorance with God geometrized facts. Venus then will reunite with her lover Mars in Cancer. This trio is a party waiting to happen. Family, friends, love, reunions, celebrations, all those things will be happening with their influence. The moon will transit these constellational signs on the following dates. You will want to meditate for at least 1 hour upon the full moon of Saturday, June 3rd, by being a member of the channel, when the moon transits your natal sun and moon signs, and upon the third yellow solar plexus Manipura chakra new moon meditation of Sunday, June 18th. 4 daily master numbers in June. The following 4 master number dates will occur in June: upon the 9th, the 16th, 20th, and 25th. The higher vibrational potentials of these master numbers are open to all of us, but especially to those of you who have them present in your life either through your birthday or name. On the 9th, 22 is the number of the Trump Tarot card of the Fool. One must look past the surface to divine the true meaning, as with all things. The Fool is not a fool. He trusts, he pursues, he is persistent, follows his path, believes in his purity. You betray him, he keeps trusting. You push him back, he keeps persisting. You sin, he keeps believing in your purity. Like a fool, they all say. But is he a fool? Or God, hidden in plain clothes? Which will you be? The fool, or one with God? On the 16th, under a 29 vibration, we must pay reverence to Zeus Peter and Christos Moon. They are the duality of two, which we must equally revere for the number 9 sense of completion. Only when we harmonize the duality can we really see the equality of not just male and female, but every expression from within the spectrum. The all exists in the spectrum and is every part of the spectrum. On the 20th, we will be under a powerful Druidian value, the solar number of master number 33. It takes the sun 33 years to return back to its constellational point from today. There are 33 vertebrae in the spine, through which the Druidian snake, the Mayan Quetzalcoatl, the Greco-Egyptian key of Ophis climbs upwards, which was known by all of them to only be doable with eyes closed, in stillness, connecting heart to mind, and breath to moon and earth with a 108 breath mala only. Without a mala, it is akin to an initiate being a firefighter, going into the fire naked. It defeats the point. You may do some good, but a lot of damage too. If you have a mala, you've been exceeding. Without one, you're flopping like a fish out of water. This is not a sales pitch. You don't have to buy my malas, but a mala is a non-negotiable tool in the initiate's belt. I will explain more in a bit. On the 25th, the gift of clairvoyance, prophetic visions, and even bringing immediate manifestations from your imagination will all be possible. The master number 38 is one of amazing mentalism. In this number, the 3 is specifically the trinity of the mind, nothing else. The trinity of the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. 8 is the number of karma, but also awakening to your karma. Deep-seated ideas in the subconscious that have long been proven to be wrong or incorrect can be thrown out and replaced with the truth I am giving you. Healing the inner psyche will result in broadening your conscious mind. The superconscious mind of your star twin avatar, which you can get to know with your own star 2 joint chart, is going to be transmitting so much wisdom and knowledge. Each of these numbers are also cyclical, meaning we will encounter them next month, the following one, the one after that, and so on, until 10 years from now. So, while we must each be working to be aware of past cyclical patterns and habits that we need to rid ourselves of, the new cycles being created should also be considered. Nonetheless, this is how you conscientiously and deliberately manage and start to create good karma. So, how does it feel to know that 13 is not bad, evil, an omen, or a sign of misfortune? Rather, it is the holiest number of them all. The Druids based their 13 tree sign astrology off the 13 annual full moons and thus derived their Druidian way of life. The Maya correlated those same 13 full moons and signs to the body. Both cultures venerated women and essentially walked a path honoring the feminine divine, as both cultures worship the planets like gods, the constellations like guideposts, Earth as a living paradise, and regularly consumed shrooms and marijuana to commune with her. How does it feel to know also that you are not the sign you think you are? That you were lied to in order to gatekeep the most sacred knowledge from you? And is why the English Crown's 12 sign astrology never hits the mark, is always wrong, and never produces accurate or precise readings. How does it feel to know that while you may have felt knowledgeable in astrology, you were actually just imperialized and enslaved by a power called ignorance? Be sure to drop it in the comments. If you would like your own in-depth planetary, constellational, and number report based on accurate NASA-derived constellational coordinates, and gain the true knowledge of the Druids, the Maya, Hindu, and Greco-Egyptians, be sure to visit the Occult Secrets Revealed shop. Get 25% off for the month of June as well, a savings of $111. Your report will cover the 13 signs, the 13 solar palaces, traditionally the houses, the NASA-derived constellational coordinates of the 11 planets, your chakras, and a full moon numerology report. There is a waitlist and it is growing, but our correspondence will be a part of your journey while you wait for the report to be delivered from me. While I promise a 1-hour report, they have all consistently turned out to be closer to 1 hour and a half. Want to activate your chakras and begin your Kundalini journey? Become a member of the channel today for just $4.99 a month. Enjoy exclusive secrets, teachings, revelations, and prophecies, along with the full moon and new moon chakra guided meditations. To truly participate, you need to count your breaths with your right hand using a mala. Having a mala versus not having one is equivalent to having a spaceship traveling galaxies versus a scooter using your legs to get basically nowhere. No one who is serious about Kundalini, chakras, pineal gland activation, and ascension does it without tools. Every magus, wizard, witch, no matter whom, carried with them prayer beads. Why would you not get mine though? The mala is the most important tool of all because you release the entropy you are trying to replace with prana and purity into them via your right hand, which releases the entropy in your Taurus fields. Their gemstone earthen qualities will naturally absorb, purify, and transmute that energy. If you have not been doing this, you have not been releasing the entropy, and I apologize because rather than selling you on a mala, I should have just told you plain and simple, this is a non-negotiable tool, because otherwise you have only allowed the entropy to swirl into another place inside your body. You need a mala. Buy mine, someone else's, make your own, sell your own, but do not proceed without one. And for just $16, you can get your own electromagnetic Jesus Christos mala from the Occult Secrets Revealed shop, made with hematite, known to work with your body's magnetism and heal your Taurus energy field, and also with Tibetan yellow amrita and tin alloy beads. For $33, the signature Occult Secrets Revealed Many Moons Initiate Mala and box set can be yours, which comes with a selenite and tourmaline stick, an 8 chakra stone satchel, 2 sacred geometry stickers, a high quality muslin drawstring pouch, a user booklet, and a golden wax seal of personal approval. I make each one to order, and each one can be worn 2 ways, with the Flower of Life cross resting in front along the chakras, or upon the back of the neck, upon the nape, where the sacred blood of Christos bottlenecks. The all-black Many Moons Initiate Mala is made with lava, obsidian, and Tibetan tin alloy to represent the silver linings of the moon and to always find the brighter side. At $44 is the Many Moons Master Mala, with all the same stones as the Initiate Mala but with zebra stone and white jade to symbolize the phases, dualities, and harmony of the moon. For $55 is the Many Moons Dragon Mala, with all white jade to symbolize the mastery over cycles, the undisturbed oneness of being at one with God. Get all 3 for $111, with the electromagnetic Jesus Christos Mala included for free and with free shipping. Oh, all orders over $65 come with free shipping. For international customers, I am appalled we get charged as much as we do in this day and age for shipping, so yours will come with gifts equal to your shipping cost. At least you get something out of it, right? Plus, I want the bragging rights that comes with saying, yeah, I have my malas all over the world. To all the members that have joined, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I tirelessly work to crank each new meditation and video out for you. This Mercury retrograde in Aries threw me for a loop, but I hope to start uploading new videos about the Druids and the Maya over the course of the summer. These movies will be cut into shorter videos, and those you will have exclusive preview perks before they go public. You will not want to miss out because if you thought the Greco-Egyptian Jehoshuan Jesus Christ knowledge of the Freemasons was astounding, wait until we see how the Mayans and Druids did all that they did, but a lot better. Any help goes a long way in keeping this one-man production chugging and choo-chooing along. Please support if you can. A big thank you from the bottom of my heart and highest heights of my superconscious. And for everyone else, I expect nothing in return. Would I love help? Yes. But am I always willing to help for nothing in return? Yes. A very special thank you to Quiet Light for all your super thanks, my dearest soul twin sister and role model. To my all minds, AJ the Titan, because I created this video for you. And to Dragon Mama, for my orange tinted rose glasses and embracing me like one of your own. I love you three so much. Thank you for writing and opening yourselves up to me and allowing me to do the same in return. You have given me of your time, your words, your energy, your emails, and that allowed me to do the same in return. This spiritual business is lonely, but you three really go out of your ways to give me more than I do. You made your presence known, you make me see you, and you draw me out of what can otherwise be a very solitary, spiritual, professional experience. I love you so much. You three are etched for eternity in these early stepping stones of occult secrets revealed, and in my heart. And until next time, trust and believe that it is okay to be you, the most beautiful you that there ever was, there is, and that there ever will be, because you are not a story that can be told twice, and there will never again be a stage for you to perform, but this one, right here, right now. So be you, the most beautiful you.